after that, we went back into El Salvador, visited Perkin and El Mazote. Perkin is a former FMLN stronghold, and so there's lots of history about the war in El Salvador. And then we went down into Nicaragua. We visited with organizations here up in Miraflor, who are working on organic coffee farming and again empowering themselves. And we went to Managua and visited some organizations working in the Barrio Tierra Promitad. So they're working on sustainable development, doing micro credit loans to people to start small businesses from their home or to revamp their houses. And then we've traveled, we've done a lot of adventure traveling as well to kind of spice it up and have a good time and really show that, you know, you can do good work and have fun at the same time while you're down here, while supporting the local economy and really trying to inspire a respect for the natural environment by coming in contact.
How did you come up with this idea?
It was well, me and both of my friends stayed on the cooperative Nuevo Horizonte in Guatemala last year for a month together, and following that very powerful experience of learning about the history of this incredibly strong and tight-knit community, we were very interested in meeting other organizations doing similar work all throughout Latin America, and we're all very educated in the history and political economy of Latin America as a region, and so we kind of it came up as an idea over discussions throughout the year, and then we just made it happen.
And do they study the same career as you, the same subject?
No. I'm studying green process engineering, but I've taken a few courses in social justice and peace studies. They both have graduated with a degree in social justice and peace studies.
All right.
Political science and philosophy as well for one and the other.
And what kind of planning did you do this last year for this
Well,
trip?
we've been researching all these different organizations and trying to figure out who we were going to meet up with and where we were going to go and how much time it would take. It's, I mean, often very difficult to find these organizations on the internet. So a lot of the places that we visited, we actually discovered while we were down here. So we really didn't have a plan. We just went at it and knew that the intelligence and connections down here through all these amazing people that are doing such great work would really guide us in the right way and complete the Solidarity Trail. So.
And where did you stay while here?
We've stayed in hostels. We've stayed at homes that people have put us up in. Some of these organizations have really appreciated the work that we're trying to do and offered us a place to stay. But mostly we've been staying in hostels, hanging up hammocks places, doing it as cheaply as we can, and just having.
What are you going to do with the data that you collected?
As I mentioned earlier, we're going to compile a document tracing the trail that we took. Obviously, we weren't able to visit every organization that's doing the kind of work we were looking for because there's so many down here. So we're thinking that it's going to be an ongoing thing. We've talked about possibly making it accessible to other people to help collaborate to build this document and compile a more accurate network of organizations that are working for social and environmental justice and open to international collaboration. We've also got a large compilation of video interviews with the head councils of these organizations. So we're going to get those up on our website on YouTube when we get back home, because it's very hard to upload that here. It's hard to find a fast internet connection. But yeah, that and our blogs and our pictures is pretty much the idea, and it's completely independent. We funded it ourselves, so it's been a great time and something that I will have taken a lot of life lessons from. So.
Is there anyone coming next year, or do you know anyone who is interested in following from where you left it? Or?
We haven't discussed that yet. We've discussed maybe trying to do it again next year or in a few years, and visit other organizations and expand our knowledge and our connections and the work that we've been doing. But there's nothing set in stone at the moment.
In terms of social global justice, what conclusions can you draw, or what lessons could you tell us about?
I think the thing that stood out most to me this trip is that, yeah, it's great that we've been able to come through here and visit all these organizations and make these connections, but it really comes back to the good old saying, think globally, act locally. I've been really inspired by the work that I've seen here, and I can't wait to take those lessons home and really adapt it to my environment and really contribute to changing the way that we work in the north, because a lot of the problems that are perpetuated down here are perpetuated by the way that we live in the north. And so if we can change the way that we interact with countries in the south, then I think that's a very powerful thing, and I think that that's where I, as a Canadian citizen, will end up working the most, possibly in development as well. But yeah, and I mean, pretty much we all have the power to really change the way that this world operates right now, and we should be doing the most that we possibly can to change the power structures that exist and exploit the majority of the world, and from our consumptive, greedy lifestyles in the developed world. So
thank you very much, Dan.
no problem. It was great meeting you, Marcos. Thank you.